Hey everybody, how's it going? Today is Web Presence Wednesday. Uh, we normally be running with a sound check from the sound check, but she was a little busy on a personal call, and that's fine.
Thumbs up.
We have a thumbs up. I was just gonna go fly wild and whatever.
Well, you can.
But yeah, that is that. So today is Web Presence Wednesday, but I really don't have anything prepared to talk about because I've been busy working on every other project on the planet, and not necessarily this one so much because oh hey Moosey, how's it going? Because most of the stuff I've already really covered, and all I can really do is just beat a dead horse, over and over again. So, with that being said,
Sponsored by Cat Treats.
do the webpage, motherfuckers. I don't know. Anyway, now that
I do wanna claim a success in the flogging of said dead horse, because finally, Mr. Louis B, the troll extraordinaire, finally got himself a piece of that digital real estate. And I'm not going to promote his site, but if you know Louis, you know the name of his show. You can go look it up and you can find all his stuff at his new home. So he still has all the various other platforms that he has not been kicked off of, but he is using them as a funnel to his personal real estate. So there you go.
So there
Congrats, Louis.
There you go.
If you're
One
watching.
person actually took the advice and is actually a proud owner of their own digital real estate.
Yeah, I gotta go get some creamer in my coffee because I forgot that.
So, yeah, digital real estate. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. It's all well and good to secure your name, to get a domain name that matches your business or is your business's name. But what do you put on that? And really, that's just as important as getting the digital real estate is how you present that real estate to your visitors, which you are looking to convert into clients, whether they be viewers, whether they be listeners like RLM Radio, whether they be Etsy site is sort of the same thing. The reason why we talk about getting your own digital real estate is because sites like Etsy, where they are sales sites, and that's great if you're looking to sell things, they can actually ban you for what you say or what you sell. Now, same thing, like eBay is exactly the same situation as like an Etsy, where they can just say, well, you can't sell here anymore, go fuck yourself.
You just don't like Facebook. Your writings or
just like Facebook, and just as oh well, good. That it makes sense. Just like you can get banned off of Twitter or Facebook, you can get banned off of Etsy or eBay. It's really difficult.
It's something for me to aspire to, though. Get kicked off Twitter. Beth is my new hero. Anyway, continue.
the real perk of having your own digital real estate is that you're not going to get kicked off of your own digital real estate, or at least not easily. It takes a lot. Anytime, that's what we're here to do. We're here to explain things. But really, how does that take shape? How do you
Manifest it.
manifest it? You know what? I'm going to go get a pack of cigarettes. You go say something.
Oh, well, I am, left to say something, so something. No, but to materialize, to make it happen, to manifest it, it really isn't that difficult. In all reality, I mean, if Louis B can do it, you can. Seriously. I mean, I'm working with like a partially functioning brain because of brain injuries. But, it's pretty easy these days to create a website from scratch, and you don't even have to know any coding. I promise. It's that easy. It's like click and drag these days. It's so there's really no excuse except maybe you're an Amish Luddite or something. But even Amish are coming into the fold in the digital age. So,
Be almost Amish.
they almost Amish, yes.
All right. So what I was talking about in particular is more of design in line with your branding, in line with your project in and of itself. How dynamic as opposed to, well, it's really difficult. And I want you to understand that these terms are technical terms and they are not political terms, but they actually sound like they're political terms, but they're not. All right. Whether you want to be more liberal or conservative, more dynamic or stable, more whether you want to put forth an industrial. Hey, Steve Bauman, how are you?
Well, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. Whether you want to put forth a more industrial or natural feel to your digital real estate, that's really where you're at once you get your domain name secured and you feel ready to build your site. Feel that you have the products, or you have the content, or you have the goods and services, or what have you, that you wish to share with the world. How that transforms into a real thing becomes an issue. Are those things attractive to the types of people you want to frequent your project? And that's actually a field of study. I actually did a short Theory Thursday on that in December. It was actually the very first Theory Thursday that we did, where I was talking about color theory, and the next two, the theory of sound and theory of shape, really were all centered around how you are presenting your digital real estate, or well, how you're branding yourself, and all of these things tie into the look and feel of your website. You can go to any website. You go to Facebook, and it's white and blue. It's very blocky, stable, and there's a reason for that. They want people to understand that Facebook is a part of the community and stable. That is very much part of what they tell the world. Now, granted, I'm going to say this. I already know. All right, so you don't have to tell me what your feelings about Facebook are. I understand and I know, and yes, you are probably absolutely correct that they are collecting data and selling it and pushing ads into people in order to get them to spend less rationally and more impulsively. All right, so I get that, but this is what they're promoting. If you look at YouTube, the big red rectangle looks like a television, so it gives you the idea of, all right, television, but it's red, which means pay attention to it, and that's all 100% about the look and feel. Even the look and feel of how they, when you go to your homepage, the look and feel of how the videos are all listed out there for you to go and watch. That's very much like old TV listings, and they do that on purpose. Farm potatoes and shear sheep.
Sounds like a good life.
Yeah, it's not a bad life.
Not bad life.
I mean, if you want to farm potatoes and shear sheep and engage in the digital marketplace in order to trade those potatoes and that wool, wool
turn wool into yarn.
Well, I'm saying if you want to enter into the market to trade those things, you can do that digitally and reach anybody in the world. There is a lot to be said for local businesses and staying local and everything like that. But in order to reach the financial goals to stay stable, you are going to have to go outside of that small network. It's the same thing with the network where people were starting up businesses, but the only customers they had were people they already knew. Those people have limited funds.
You're correct, Moose. There are a lot of soap makers.
There are a lot of soap. Oh, look, James just reacted, so I'm sure he's here somewhere. Hi, James.
Hi, James.
But so where was I going with that? But the people who were going into the digital marketplace last year around this time, they didn't understand that they needed to network outside of their friends and family, because their friends and family are in the same shit situation that they're in. I mean, I was in a shit situation. I was like, I'd love to be able to buy goods from all of you people, but I can't do that because I also have no money. And there were people in the world who had money. There were people in the world who had disposable cash, willing to spend it on small independent businesses as long as their voice could get to them. And it's very difficult to get your voice out there when your competition is a multi-billion-dollar company headed by a multi-trillionaire who's looking to engage in space tourism for the ultra-rich and get paid billions of dollars because he lost a bid of our tax dollars. I'm a little cranky about all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that being said, the only way that really happens where customers and producers can meet is by marketing, and your competition has a multi-million-dollar, even multi-billion-dollar marketing budget.
They oversaturate.
Yeah, you're fighting a losing battle if you're trying to fight that by yourself. So that's why we offered to put together the network, to have a decentralized network. Obviously, that's why we call it the network of producers and consumers, in order to maximize the amount of eyes that the producers' products, services, and content reach, and maximize the amount of producers and content that can be seen by a potential client base. I have zero intentions of ever making this like a paid service or like an Amazon or anything like that. This is solely a non-profit seeking venture in order to help people who are here down at the bottom of the totem pole get up a couple of notches and become financially secure and be able to exit the employer-employee relationship with confidence that they have a future still.
Renaissance of the entrepreneur.
The renaissance of the entrepreneur. We need to make a meme of that.
Right.
Yeah. Make sure that the network's branding is on there too.
Okay.
See, look, Donna's making herself work.
I just write memes.
And there's
never
that. You know, we are all about the individual owner-operated businesses. And I've said this many times. I don't limit that to I make soap, or I make or I sell CBD products, or I Twitch stream video games, or I'm an electrician, or we build guitars. I mean, we could also do guitar repair. If anyone's got broken guitars and they want to ship them all the way the fuck down here and have me fix them and then ship them all the way the fuck back, we can do that too. But that's not really the focus right now. The focus is more of just generating new instruments in order to generate enough income to expand. So anyhow, like I said, I didn't even close that off to just that. There's plenty of people seeking profit through mature content, adult content, as it were, from sites that cater to enthusiasts, especially.
You can't mention them because.
I mean, we can, because we're here on video.
Yeah.
I can't type it out apparently on Facebook without getting a 3-day to 7-day ban. Yeah, if you have like an OnlyFans or paid Snapchat or whatever the fuck, you can come to us and be like, hey, I need help promoting my thing. We obviously cannot via Facebook or via YouTube show adult content, but we can show edited content to let people know what they're getting themselves into when they seek your content of the adult variety.
And we could also have anybody up on Focus Fridays
we
to do an interview, you know.
We absolutely can do live interviews. We do have a program for it called Feature Focus Friday. Though we are very flexible on whether or not that happens on Friday, because a lot of people have issue with the day for some reason. So if you do have your own project that you wish to get promoted and you want to actually be part of the promotion, you can fire up that webcam and jump onto this. You'll be in a little box right over here, and I will be almost completely out of the box, and you'll see Donna's face, which is the reason why people come here, I feel. We'll make sure Donna's wearing the corset, so she's like all up and at it. I would wear the corset, but it just doesn't fit me. My rib cage is too wide. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
I'll find one that works.
Actually, I did find.
Did you?
Something of a male corset type of thing.
Ooh.
But I gotta be careful how much money I spend.
Is it the man's ear?
No.
It's not the bro?
No, I'll show it to you. I thought I showed it to you. It was on that vampire.
Oh, you might have. You might have. I
thing.
wasn't sure if that was.
Yeah, that was a dude thing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So maybe. I have to wait until I get funds cleared before I go and make a purchase like that, though. So
buy our guitars.
Buy my shit. Come on, man.
Harry needs a new corset.
That's the other thing. I gotta get my shit together for that OnlyFans. Yeah. Corsets and kilts.
Corsets and kilts. It sounds like a new site.
Baby, hold your orgasms. Please. So there you go. There's all of that. So yeah. Anybody watching this on the replay can absolutely comment #replay and let me know if they want to hear more about the market research done on website design and how you can color, shape, and even if you so choose, add tonal content to your website in order to attract and keep visitors with the intention of converting them over to clients. That is actually one of the things about market research, the length of time people stay on your site. If you can get someone to stay on your site for more than, I believe it's 5 to 15 minutes, something like that, they are 95% likely to become a client. And a repeat client at that. And anybody who is in the digital sales business, whether it be for content or for products, knows that repeat clientele is your meat and potatoes. It's what's going to pay your bills. So there's that. Just let me know. Give me a shout out. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys want. If you're watching this on the YouTubes, you can always click that like and subscribe thing down there. Let me know. Let me know that you're here and you're watching, or not. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's cool. We're all cool here. If you're on Facebook, and you want to see stuff like this, drop a comment on the Facebook thing.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over there. Or if you're watching it like on a watch thing, it's down there. Just, give me a comment. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys want to hear about, because you guys interacting with me helps me come up with the content that you guys want to see, you guys want to hear, and you guys want to come back for. And that's what's important, to get you guys coming back, to keep you guys learning more about the back end of the digital market landscape, because it's great to see the face of it, and you see all these things and they look great and you go, oh, that's great, that's awesome, that's great. But if you don't know what's behind that, if you don't know what's behind the veil of that, what's holding all of that stuff up, you can't really knowledgeably recreate it. I'm gonna do an anecdote here. Okay, and that's where we're gonna lead off, because then I'm gonna go make dinner. So I'm going to do an anecdote here. When you're learning how to play instruments, and I have some insight in this because I do also have a music education service that I provide called Indie Learning Music Tutor, myilmt.com. You may have heard of it because I may have said it in here. And well, there's two ways you can go about learning how to play an instrument. You can go get some tablature. You belong on the web. You are watching this. You are on the web. You have access to pretty much almost every single song via notation and tablature, and you can rote memorize every song that you look at, and you will be competent enough to play those things. If you practice and you practice in a live scenario, you'll be competent enough to play those things in front of people, and that's great, But if you want to play something that you created, you have to know how all of that works. You have to understand the background of it. It's one of the things that digital music producers struggle with. It's really easy to just throw a bunch of sounds and a beat because everyone knows time. Time just exists. Everyone knows what time is. And using a digital format, you can create perfect time. So you can know what it is, you can know what you're wanting to hear, and you can replicate that very easily because you have a grid that you're putting everything on that is attached to time. but the melodic content, unless you are taking samples from people, and that's what happens with most music producers, is they'll just take samples, they'll take loops, they'll go, okay, well, this is a melody loop, I like how this sounds, and I'm gonna work with that. But they don't really get much deeper than that. They don't understand any music theory. They don't understand the relations between the tones, how you can make people feel things with music. And you can be a competent musician without ever learning any of this stuff. But the level of musician that you have, for example, the difference between who do I want to put out there that I'm going to make look like an asshole?
So many.
But I don't really mean that they're a bad musician. They're a competent musician, but they're not a great musician. The bass player from Blondie, whatever the fuck that guy's name is. I don't know his name off the top of my head. He is a great bass player. He can lay a line out perfectly. James is a whole ass.
What?
I don't know. That's what he says. I'm a whole ass.
Oh.
So he lays out a great groove. And that's a skill. That's something that if you don't have that skill, you are fucked as far as a bass player is concerned. But he can play bass. He can play bass well. But he's not Victor Wooten. All right. And if you don't know who Victor Wooten is, because you're not a bass nerd like me, he's not Les Claypool from Primus. And if you don't know who that is, then you need to really listen to music outside of. If you are a metal musician, he is not Cliff Burton. Okay. Les Claypool is on the Cliff Burton level of how good people can be at music when playing bass. Because both Cliff Burton and Les Claypool can play Kurt Hammett's part of Master of Puppets on their bass. It's something that of a measure when it comes to metal basses. If you can play the guitar part with a 4-string instrument and play it competently on that instrument, then you pretty much have a handle on what's going on in that song, and you know how to break that song down theoretically and what have you. Blah, 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 blah. And the same thing goes for your web design. You can say, I like this color pops, this color combination is great, this is that. But if you don't know how it works, you don't know how it's going to interact with the audience. You know, I know if I play a minor third, people are going to go, I know if I play a minor third, step it up to the 4th, into the 5th, and go back to the root note, people are going to go on a journey. They're going to go struggle, journey, climax, and we're back home. And that's how that works. That's how that works musically. It's the reason why the 4-5-1 chord progression is seen in pop almost unanimously. It's the same thing. The reason why the 2-5-1 chord progression in jazz is seen so much. Like a lot of most musically talented, you're in a band and nobody can play bass. I play bass, guitar, drum, piano. What? I don't know.
I was looking at
A lot of words there.
Moose's.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oteil Burbridge. Oh my God, that guy is a magician.
Yeah.
I love Oteil. Oteil actually played with the Allman Brothers.
Mhm.
And
their dad and company. And so on.
Oteil's bass rendition of Lipping Post is insane. It's an amazing, and
Bow down to him.
He's actually one of the bassists that actually got me into harmonizing on the bass. Because and one of the basses who got me going. Maybe I need to get a 6-string bass. Him and Todd Johnson, because that's how he gets a lot of the sounds that he gets, is because he's using a 6-string bass most of the time, and you can do things harmonically with a 6-string bass that you just can't do with a 4 or a 5, because that upper C string, that high pitched C string, really gives you a root on the bottom, a root on the top sound that you get from a guitar, but the depth that you go with the bass strings just makes it magic. So yeah, I know who Oteil is. Okay. Now I see what you mean, James. That he meant that a lot of bass players were the most talented musicians in the band, and when they started a band, no one played bass, so they just picked up the bass. I mean, it sort of was not that case with me. With me, I play guitar, and I play guitar competently. I would wager to say I play guitar better and more knowledgeably now than I did when I was younger. But I am not a fast player, and the type of music I was playing really required fast players. And I can't do it. My fingers are just too big by comparison to the strings, and I end up hitting 2 strings at the same time. I get a lot of background noise. I can't mute it out. Especially as I get faster and faster and faster. So
I was a female musician in the 90s, so it was kind of predestined to play bass for a minute. Not that I wanted to.
To be fair,
I play guitar and drums, but yeah, it happened a lot in the 90s.
But then when someone came through that outplayed me hands down on guitar, I just was like, well, fuck it, I'll just pick up the bass, and well, the rest is history, because I have two guitars that are particularly mine, and then the rest of those, except for the Pink Johnson and the banjo in the corner, there are basses. So I should tell you something about my instrument of choice. Can't wait till that big black rockabilly hollow body gets built. I'm gonna put it right there.
We need to get a couple more stands. So if you want to help with the
if you want to help,
go buy some stuff over at the Sacred Agora so we can buy more stands.
Buy some stuff. So
more guitar racks.
Guitar racks, because we are running out of room. Donna's been like slacking on her guitar because she doesn't know where we're going to put it.
Exactly.
Not really, but that's what we're going to go with.
It has crossed my mind.
So yeah, there's that. So it's the same thing. If you don't understand the framework behind creating music, you are going to hit a plateau, and you are never going to get better than that until you learn it. And the same thing with the digital marketplace. If you don't understand the reason why people are making choices, because it is an art form to create a competent web page that gets people going, gets people coming back, and gets people converting from just visitors to clients. If you don't understand the framework that makes that happen, you will never really reach your full potential. And that's what we're about at the network. We want everyone to reach their full potential. We want everyone to succeed. We want everyone to do so great that other people look at them and go, holy fuck, I need a piece of that. I need to go and do that too. I need to get out of what I'm doing. And as a social movement, if you want to call it that, it is going to help the people who can't do it, who don't have it in them to do it, or are completely incapable of personal management enough to do the entrepreneurship thing. If people get out of the worker, the employer-employee relationship, the manager-worker relationship, that empowers the people who can't leave, who would rather be in that situation than in the entrepreneur situation where the only limit is the top, is infinite. There is no limit. If you are your own boss and you work, you're going to succeed, and the level of success is your determination.
Yeah.
And
Not to quote somebody that I know, but we all determine our own level of involvement. Same thing with success. How much are you going to invest of yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So so with that, with the people leaving the workforce, it actually empowers those who stay behind to give them a better bargaining chip. I mean, we looked at it in slow motion when the world started opening back up. Oh, we can't get employees. We can't get employees because, we're giving them minimum wage and no benefits and telling them to go fuck themselves if they need time off or blah, 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 blah. But also,
giant fuck you is telling everybody that they're unessential.
Yeah, but they're not saying that. They're saying, oh well, they're getting too much money from the government, so they'd rather stay home. Well, yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I was given enough money to not have to go to my day job in order to support my existence and pursue things that I want to pursue for myself. Well, then, yeah, I'd tell my job to go fuck off too. I mean, it was rewarding and fun and this, that, and the other thing. And then it stopped being that when they realized how dedicated of an employee I can be, and they started abusing it. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's what businesses do because, especially if they're unionized, they can't really get rid of the shitty ones. So it becomes, oh, well, we need you to stay late. We need you to come in 6 days. We need you to this. We need you to that. And yeah, my company absolutely rewards people for that. I do receive financial compensation for being there for the 6 day, but sometimes I need time away from the building.
A mental break, man.
And that's that. So I would rather just leave the employer-employee relationship completely. If I was handed enough money every month to make sure that my bills were paid, my roof was over my head, and there was food in my belly, and I could spend the rest of that time working on building my business to become financially independent. Bye. That's all I'd have to say about that. So with that, we're getting on to 40 minutes. So I'm gonna go. I need to eat.
Yeah.
And I need to feed the Donna.
Yes, the Donna is getting hungry. But thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you everybody for joining us. Thanks James for jumping in. Thanks Moosey. Thanks Steve Bauman and Donna. I mean, we had a very full house today. It was a fun broadcast. If you are inclined, we will be doing Theory Thursday tomorrow. And if you guys want to have any say on what goes on Theory Thursday, you guys can feel free to let us know in the chat, over there, or wherever. And or you can send us a message if you want to keep it private. That's fine too. I don't mind. And if you have a project and you want to get focused out on a feature focus episode of the network live at 5:30, it doesn't necessarily need to be on a Friday. We can juggle that schedule around and get you any day. I just kind of want to stick to that 5:30 slot because everybody's really used to it. It's a very consistent thing.
The bosses get fed at 5, so it's a good time.
Yeah, the bosses. I think they're napping.
I think they probably passed out in the box.
They were over by the window before.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.